Hello there and welcome to Tabletop Simulator Tutorial Part 3, Tips and Tricks. Be sure to check out Part 1 and 2 of Tabletop Simulator How-Tos. Those will show you the installation instructions for TTS and the basics for the X-Wing mod Unified 2.0. Today we will cover items that are standard to the X-Wing Unified 2.0 mod for TTS. The mod is equipped with other components to assist any player with hiccups, errors, and accidental deletions mid-game. First note to make is the actual notebook option in your menu bar. For most mods it has instructions for the game you have installed. For this mod there are multiple tabs of instructions for changing the mat types, rules, movement commands, measuring arcs, dropping bombs, ship IDs, and so on. If you ever forget how to perform a step or your game is missing an option, this is the first stop on most tips and tricks for resolving an issue. We can also look at the other options in the bar. If you ever need to inform your opponent of the server name or password, it is listed under Options and then Server. If you are in a multiplayer room, you can adjust the server room settings. Change the server name, password, and the number of players allowed to be in the room at one time. If you need to access the game's settings, click on Menu and then Configuration. Here you can adjust the graphics, sound, and other generic settings for TTS. Avoid clicking the back arrow button or the flip table button while you're playing. This can cause issues with the game state as ships will not move, be in the wrong position, or cause the game to glitch mid-match. Use the undo and restore option listed in the notepad. Next up is bumping or accidentally deleting a ship. If this happens, do not worry. You will notice the game informing you a ship was deleted and how to restore it in the chat box. Spawn a new ship of the model by right-clicking and access the description. Type in restore #1 and then click on the mat. The ship will restore to its previous saved position. After you've restored your ship, you need to reassign a new dial to it as well. If you've accidentally bumped your ship out of position, use the undo option on the dial, or right-click the ship and type undo in the description. Click on the mat and the ship will return to its previously saved position. At the start of any game, I always recommend generating your whole list as it will automatically color code your cards, dials, and ships in case you have multiples of the same ship. If you accidentally deleted a card or ship, you need to spawn a new one. You will notice that they are not color coded, but there is a simple fix. Respawn your ship. Right-click the pilot card and choose a color tint. Once you have the desired color, choose Apply. It updates the color of the card, ship, and dial. Replace the desired pieces and continue your game. There are certain times to where you can save your entire list instead of having to spawn it each time. This is helpful for when you're playing in tournaments or if you prefer a certain list when you want to play. Simply select your entire list, right-click on it, and save object. You can name it whatever you would like, and once you click save, it'll now be under your saved objects. If you would like to respawn the list in another game or during your tournament, simply go to Objects, Saved Objects, find your saved file, and simply drag it out to the mat. It'll respawn your entire list, and you can manipulate it as such. There's also the newest feature, which is allowing you to check your arc. There is an arc indicator option on the dial that generates a physical arc from the ship. You can also right-click a ship and choose the different fire arc options, and it will display your target's range and obstruction options in the chat window. To turn this off, right-click the model and choose the same arc option once more, or choose the delete box on the model. If at any point there is a glitch in the game, or you are both removed from the match, there is autosave features. If you do lose your game, simply open TTS back up depending on your situation. Simply recreate your room under multiplayer, and you'll notice there is an autosave in the save and load. If you click on the latest save and then click load, it will restore it to its most recently autosave position. You can adjust your autosave settings to save much sooner by going to Menu, Configuration, Interface, Miscellaneous Settings, and scroll down to Autosave Interval. You can adjust it to the left to make it to where it autosaves every couple of seconds or every couple of minutes. This will also allow you to restore the game, but again, there might be some glitch issues. Just because it reloads doesn't mean it will load correctly. You will also need to reassign your dials after it has completely loaded. There are always more features to be added by the developers in the future. If you wish to keep up with those modifications, make sure to join the Discord channel below for any updates or questions about the game. The devs and any other player are always readily available to answer any questions you might have or conflicts you run into. If you have any more tips or tricks, leave a comment below. I do recommend playing with a friend first online to make sure that you get all the mechanics down. If you try to jump in with a player online without knowing the basics, it might be a burden for your opponent. Try to play a game offline or play with a friend online that you are familiar with, that way you both can learn how to play, or that friend can teach you how to play. Thank you again for watching, and fly what's fun.